Ave, Ave Satanis, brothers and sisters. Ave Lord, Ave Satanis, Ave Lucifera, Ave Lord Belial, Ave Lord Leviathan, Ave Lord Beelzebub, Ave Lord Pazuzu, Ave Lord King Asmodee, Ave King Asmodeus, Ave Beautiful Queen Lilith, Ave King Beautiful Queen Astaroth, Ave Great King Azazel, and Ave and hail to every single demon, every single demoness that are in existence. I'd light a cigarette. Yeah, I hope everyone's having a very sinful holiday. Because if you're working, you got your days off anyway. Unless you're getting paid overtime. And it would be like double time or time and a half, at least time and a half. That's the least. But anyway. Well, my weekend thus far started out pretty shitty yesterday. Well, it didn't start out shitty, but it ended up shitty. And I had a lot of shit going on down home. Not where I live and have lived for years in Ontario, but down in Newfoundland. And I'm up here and there's nothing I could do about it but just fucking listen to it. Listen to some of the bullshit. Because it all could be avoided, but it isn't. So anyway, didn't come on here to gripe, whine, and complain. I'm sure nobody wants to hear my bullshit. Nobody wants to hear anything about me like that anyway, because people just don't give a fuck anymore. But anyway, that being said, I want to talk about satanic altars, okay? And now, I know I've done videos on this before, and other people also, I know, did stuff on social media before about satanic altars. Well, that being said, it doesn't matter how much money you have, or how big your altar is, or how small it is, because every person is individual. Every person is different. If you got money, like a half decent amount of money or a lot of money, and you can afford to have fucking one big room in your home, or one big room as a to do your in your basement, say, to do your rituals, that's great. More power to you. But if you don't have lots of money, and if you just got enough money to have a small altar, okay? If you just got enough coin to have a small altar, that's cool too. And the items that you have on it obviously are individual, because I'm sure I got things on my altar that nobody else probably has on theirs, and vice versa. But with that being said, I know one thing about my altar. I got it the way that I feel Father Satan and Great King Lucifer wanted. And by saying King Lucifer, I mean my patron demon. My main patron demon. And he has always been. And with that being said, the satanic altars, you can just afford, you put on it what you can afford, and what you think Father Satan would like on it, or whichever demon you are working with. Right? It depends. But me personally, I got all color different candles, but I don't use them all. I just use certain ones and that's it. I just use certain candles and that's it, right? I don't use, I got all kinds of different color candles, but I don't really see the need to use different candles. When you can achieve the same goals by using a black candle, red candle, blue maybe, or, even, a lot of people don't use white, but some people do. And some people, that's all they can get is white candles. Because real black candles now are very hard to get unless you buy them on the web. Or maybe you might be able to go to get to one of them stores, occult stores. Because I know they have one of them in town where I live, but they got fuck all in there, man. All they got in there is bullshit. That's all they got in there. They got more bullshit in there that's not even worth looking at, let alone buying. That's why I get most of my shit. I buy most of my shit off the internet. That's usually where I buy most of my stuff too, anyway. But anyway, yeah, you obviously got to have. You obviously have to have a cloth, right? Altar cloth with pentagram and that on it. That's obvious, right? And then you got to have your sigils, your symbols, your bell. If you can afford all that. If you can't, and all you can afford is a cardboard box, all you can use is a cardboard box or something, because you can't set up an altar where you live, even maybe because your parents will either flip out on you, or your husband, your wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, don't like you doing rituals around them. Well, they can leave. That's one way to stop it, because I know what happened to me, and she didn't leave. I got rid of her. That was years ago. I was with this woman for a while, nice while actually, and she didn't like the shit that she didn't like my belief system. She was raised Catholic, all that bullshit. And of course, she was brainwashed sheep, and I'm sure she still is a brainwashed sheep. But with that being said, I got rid of her. She didn't get rid of me. I got rid of her because I was sick of listening to her bullshit, and I felt I honestly felt that Father Satan and King Lucifer, and were telling me to get rid of her because and I did. Simple. I was with her a good chunk of time, but. That's just the way it is. So a lot of people think that, okay, just because you're married, or if you're married to somebody, or if you're living with somebody, common law, or you're going with somebody, or whatever, boy, girl, whatever, woman, man, whatever, what have you, and if they don't like your beliefs, you don't practice your beliefs. No, bullshit. Practice your beliefs regardless, man, because they got no problem practicing theirs around you, so why should you have a problem practicing yours around them? You shouldn't. There's no way in this world you should. And it's bullshit for you not to. If you believe something, and if you practice something like Satanism, you should have free reign to practice it, man. There's no limitations on what you can do as a Satanist. Nobody ever said there was. And anybody that says that there's limitations on what you do in your belief system, in your satanic belief system, in traditional Satanism especially, and theistic Satanism, and demonolatry and spiritual Satanism, there's no definition. You can do whatever the hell you want, whatever you want to do with it. There's no limitations on what you can do. Sure, you can go extreme. And you indulge, but you don't indulge to the point that you become like, say you do a bit of dope. Okay, I'll just use as an example. Say you smoke, some, I don't know, pot. I'll just use pot. Almost everybody fucking does pot nowadays. So I'll just use pot as an example. If you do pot, it's okay to do it, but just don't get to the point that you're going to be fucking hooked on. Don't get to the point that you're going to be hooked on whatever drug that you're doing, because that's where the problems come in, right? Or if you drink alcohol, just don't get to the point that you got to have alcohol every day, because there's no need of it. I haven't drank in years. Do I crave it? No, I don't. I don't even crave the shit. I used to be a fucking full-blown alcoholic. But that being said, I just fucking said screw it. I'm done with it. And I was done with all of it. Okay? And now to get back to the altars, because that was the fucking purpose of the video anyway. I honestly believe that us as Satanists, if all we can have, okay, is say a cardboard box and a white tea, even if it's only a tea light, okay, a little tea light. It's not the size of the altar. It's not the size of any of that. It's the intention that's in your heart and in your mind and in your soul. Because the intention that's in your heart and your mind and your soul is what brought you to the dance to begin with. That's what brought you here to begin with, was that intention. And with all that, and if you can't afford it, and like I said, if all you can use is a cardboard box and a little tea light candle, Father Satan is just as happy, or probably happier with you than probably with somebody that's after spending like maybe, $5 grand getting altar items. What's the good to have the expensive altar items if you're not true within your heart and true in your mind and true in your spiritual path and your spiritual belief with Father Satan? Because believe you me, this ain't no fucking game. You don't just say I'm a Satanist, and you don't just say I'm a Satanist and make a pact with Father Satan or King Lucifer or whichever demon you choose, or make commitment to Father Satan and think that, oh, everything's all good now in 5 years' time or 2 years down the road, everything's all good. I can just give all that up. No, sorry, it don't work that way. You might think it does, but it doesn't. Father Satan don't believe in that bullshit. And that's the truth. He really doesn't believe in that. Anything that you do in the physical affects the spiritual. Especially when it comes to Satanism. Believe you me, I know that for a fact. Father Satan you don't just say, oh, I don't want to be a Satanist no more. Sorry, it don't work that way. You're a black witch, satanic witch, until the day you die. I honestly believe that. I don't believe in this bullshit about people being a Satanist. People saying, and you got all kinds of people on the internet everywhere saying it. Anyway, I'll get into a video on that, actually. That's a good idea. Ave Satanas, Ave Lucifera, Ave Lord Belial, Ave Lord Leviathan, Ave Great King Lucifer, Ave Lord Abaddon, Ave Beautiful Queen Lilith. I'll talk to you next.